Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Tonight, Governor Hochul offering assistance to counties to enforce the indoor mask mandate across the state. This comes after local health officials raised concerns about the enforcement of this mandate. Big Fox News' Matt Kleindens reports that these counties can expect more personnel and money headed in their direction.
Good evening, Ann. Governor Hochul announced over $65 million will be made available to counties to enforce the indoor mask mandate. One health official I spoke with says it remains to be seen what other mechanisms will be put in place.
While they support what we're doing, they also needed more resources to get this done. And I said, okay, we got them for you.
As part of her winter surge plan, Governor Hochul is providing $65 million to counties to enforce the indoor mask mandate. This comes after numerous counties raised concerns about the lack of resources to properly enforce the mandate.
We want to make sure that we pick up the costs of this. I appreciate all their cooperation.
The money can be used to buy masks and signs, establish call centers, and hire more personnel. Darlene Smith with the Steuben Health Department says it remains to be seen what other enforcement mechanisms will be put in place.
There still needs to be the mechanism, the legal mechanism on the steps that need to occur in order for enforcement and citations to occur.
Some businesses like the Turtle Leaf Cafe have been openly defying the mandate since it went into effect last week. Smith hopes the governor's latest actions gets the message across.
Hopefully businesses that are resistant to it will understand that, you know, the governor is serious to the point of providing this additional funding.
She hopes residents will continue to self-regulate so that additional enforcement isn't necessary in Steuben County. The money will be distributed across the states over the coming weeks. Matt Kleindens, Big Fox, WYDC in Corning.
New York City is giving $100 to any city resident who gets a COVID booster at a city-run or Somos clinic by December 31st. Speaking during a briefing from City Hall, Mayor Bill de Blasio announced the incentive today to encourage people to get that booster for the COVID-19 vaccine as the Omicron variant rips through the city.
This is a crucial piece of the equation. So if you're vaccinated, that's great. But if you want that extra protection, go get that booster now. We want everyone right now, as quickly as possible, to get those boosters. And we're going to make it even better for you with a new incentive, and an incentive that is here just in time for the holidays, because every one of us knows we're out there shopping for our families. It would be nice to have a little extra cash. So as of today, we're announcing a $100 incentive for everyone who goes out and gets a booster here in New York City between now and the end of the year.
There are 1,000 city-run sites offering the booster shot. The city also provides vaccines at home for qualifying New Yorkers. Doctors and health officials agree we are in the middle of a new COVID surge, and the Omicron variant is to blame. Jonathan Seri has the latest from Atlanta.
It's official. The Omicron variant is driving the new COVID surge. The CDC announcing Monday it estimates the strain now accounts for more than 73% of COVID cases in the U.S. It's now been reported in almost every state, and it's causing a big spike. We're now averaging more than 140,000 cases every day, similar to what has been seen in other countries, including South Africa, where the variant first emerged.
It is unlikely it's going to be more lethal. There's some suggestive evidence from particularly South Africa that, if anything, it might be a little less severe, but we don't want to hang our hat on that.
Officials say booster shots are the best defense. Both Moderna and Pfizer say their boosters are effective against the variant, and Moderna is developing a booster specifically targeting both Omicron and Delta. Despite the new surge, officials in many states are rejecting the idea of more widespread lockdowns and school closures at this time.
We are keeping schools open because we're dealing with a very different variant at this time.
Omicron is also having a big impact on the holidays. The CDC is urging folks who are not fully vaccinated to stay home this year. Millions of Americans now rushing to testing centers as they rethink their plans to gather with loved ones.
I feel fine, so the plan right now is to go ahead, but if I test positive, I'll be isolating from them and joining them when I test negative.
AAA estimates around 109 million Americans will travel for the holidays this year. In Atlanta, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.
Employees at the Guthrie Clinic will soon expect a pay raise. This comes after the hospital system announced a new $23 million investment into an employee compensation package. The compensation package includes a new $15 minimum wage for employees. This is part of an effort to recruit and retain employees working at Guthrie facilities. Employees will receive an outline of their new pay scale beginning January 10th. The food bank of the Southern Tier received a massive donation just before the holidays. The food bank received a $10,000 donation as part of their Fight Holiday Hunger campaign. The campaign encourages residents to donate money and food to help families in need during the holiday season. The food bank says the money will help provide more than 30,000 meals to families across the Southern Tier. Christmas lights in this neighborhood shine brighter than Fifth Avenue in New York City. Dyker Heights is nestled in the southwest corner of Brooklyn, but its Christmas displays put it on the map. The neighborhood, known for its beautiful mansions, has become a tourist destination every holiday season, with people traveling from all over the country and world just to marvel at the elaborate displays. Some families reportedly paying upwards of $2,000 to have their home professionally decorated, while others do it themselves. The show must go on, at least for some Broadway shows. The revival of The Music Man, starring Hugh Jackman, has started performances. Press reps saying the show's first preview was stopped no less than 3 times for standing ovations. Opening night is set for February 10th. The curtain going up on the musical, as many other shows on Broadway have had to close their doors amid the rising COVID cases and surging Omicron variant in New York City. The Music Man was scheduled to arrive on Broadway in September 2020, but it was delayed due to the COVID-19 shutdown. Still ahead tonight, kids receiving therapy in school as part of their studies.
Kids just really anxious, not knowing what's going on at home, not knowing what's going on at school. I've seen a decent amount of self-harm thoughts.
More on the new concept aimed at combating the pandemic's negative effect on kids' mental health.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Welcome back. This weather forecast is being brought to you by William Mattar. Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Monica McNeil in for Kim Walker tonight. Our temperatures are trending where they should be for this time of the year. Today is the very first day of winter. That means it is the shortest day of the year. Now, over the next couple of days, we'll be watching a couple of cold fronts moving through. Wednesday could set off a few flurries in our forecast. Thursday, it's going to be mainly dry out there. Then as we get toward Friday and going into Saturday, we'll see another front. That one a little bit stronger, could easily produce some measurable snow showers out there for us. Over the next few days as well, dry out there right now, and you can certainly see for Wednesday, our numbers are very low, so there's just not a whole lot of moisture out there. So as this cold front moves through tomorrow, we could see some flurries, nothing measurable or no major accumulation. But as we move on through, by the end of the week, yeah, those numbers are starting to increase. That means we've got more moisture. So when the next cold front comes through, we could see some more measurable precipitation. In the meantime, we're watching the next cold front that's going to be coming through. That one will be moving through on Wednesday, bringing in, again, the chance for a few flurries across the area. Tonight, 27 degrees, near normal temperatures for us across the region, right around 30 degrees up toward Bath, down toward Wellsboro, 30 degrees. For your Wednesday weather planner, we will see the chance again for a few flurries across the general area. Temperatures a couple of degrees cooler than normal, but for the most part, our temperatures are trending where they should be for this time of the year. Your forecast for tonight, we're expecting mostly clear skies. Will drop down to about 27 degrees. We're looking at a south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Over the next 7 days, here's what you can expect. Possible snow shower for your day on Wednesday, up to 36. It should stay mainly dry going into Thursday. The next front will come through for the weekend. Christmas Eve looks good. Rain and snow showers for your day on Christmas. It'll start out as snow and then it'll switch over to rain because with the temperature in the upper 40s. And Sunday, the clouds will begin to decrease. So again, we've got a series of fronts coming through, and that's going to give us a chance for a few flurries for Wednesday and a better chance for this weekend. All right, stay right there. We've got more news for you coming up.
With Omicron cases spiraling out of control, the pandemic is seeing no real end in sight, and it's having a real impact on young children. But educators think they have a solution, from dancing and jumping to relieve frustration to just opening up about their feelings. Kids in some schools are taking part in behavioral therapy sessions to help improve their mental health. Kevin Cork reports.
You're probably familiar with the standard subjects taught in school, like math, science, English, and history. But soon, a growing number of kids could be exposed to a new topic, therapy.
Feelings is my heart and my body, what's going on in there.
As psychology experts across the country say the pandemic is taking an extensive toll on children's mental health, some schools are embracing the concept of incorporating behavioral therapy into the classroom to help kids cope.
Kids just really anxious, not knowing what's going on at home, not knowing what's going on at school. I've seen a decent amount of self-harm thoughts with kids that they just feel completely overwhelmed.
The therapy lessons center around helping kids better understand their emotions and express their feelings, and are already underway in elementary and middle schools in Paw Paw, Michigan.
I think it's really cool that the teachers actually care about how we're doing in life, other than just like our grades and everything.
Students and behavioral specialists also work together in groups to tackle tough topics, including anxiety, depression, and even suicide prevention.
Feelings are very important, and I think that people should definitely know that, so they don't do something because of their feelings that gets them in trouble.
And therapy lessons like these could be coming at a very good time. According to a recent study from the Associated Press and MTV, roughly half of all teenagers say they're struggling to stay happy throughout the pandemic.
Santas all around the world are putting their talents on display, from boating to diving and more. These St. Nics are helping fuel the festivities as the countdown to Christmas continues. Chris Demio has the story.
These are definitely not your average Santas. All around the world, people are dressing up as the Jolly Man in Red as they spread Christmas cheer in uniquely festive ways. Over in Italy, dozens of Santa Clauses and helpful elves are converting one of Venice's famous canals into a winter wonderland, floating down the waterway in gondolas for this holiday parade. Santas in Brazil, on the other hand, are swapping their sleigh bells for scuba gear, swimming with sharks and stingrays at this aquarium in Rio.
Happy to share this joy with the children and to see this joy as a response to our work.
But besides bringing smiles to visitors, these divers hope to inspire optimism heading into the new year.
The message we bring is, don't stop believing. Let's have hope for 2022 and that it will be much better than 2021.
And you've probably heard of Run Run Rudolph, but what about a jogging St. Nick? Hundreds of runners in Venezuela gave Santa's bulky uniform a marathon-friendly makeover for this 6-mile Santa Claus fun run in Caracas.
For a runner, it is the way to celebrate Christmas. We get dressed as Santa, put on hats, the color red, everyone together to run as a family.
Thousands of runners in Spain also took to the streets of Madrid over the weekend for a Santa-themed charity run, raising funds for the victims of this year's volcanic eruption on the Spanish island of La Palma. Meantime, the real Santa Claus still prefers to travel by sled, and according to the North American Aerospace Defense Command, Santa usually starts his journey around the world in the South Pacific. Chris DeMayo, Fox News.
A health crisis is plaguing our veterans after 20 years of war. The VA estimates nearly 3.5 million troops could have been exposed to toxic burn pits while serving in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it's causing severe lung damage. Jennifer Griffin has the story.
The first time I saw the burn pits was kind of mind-boggling to me. I really couldn't understand why we were burning trash.
Army veteran Chris Vado served as a Black Hawk helicopter pilot and chief warrant officer while stationed at Camp Speicher in Tikrit, Iraq in 2007. Like many other military bases during the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, everything from plastic bottles to medical waste was thrown into burn pits, a crude method of trash incineration.
Continuing to breathe the toxins, you really realize that we're doing something wrong. About 6 months after returning from Iraq, I was struggling to run, and I was wheezing a lot and I was coughing a lot. And I did a lot of tests, and I found out my lungs were probably that of a 70-year-old when I was 33 years old.
Vado's doctor believed that his lung issues were caused by the benzines that burned off from the plastic bottles in the pits at Camp Speicher. Thousands of veterans claim that burn pit exposure has not been recognized by the Veterans Administration, but a group of bills currently on Capitol Hill aim to make it a presumptive condition. VA Secretary Dennis McDonough says helping veterans exposed to burn pits is a top priority.
We are looking, by virtue of our toxic exposure work, at rare respiratory cancers and rare lung diseases for our next round of presumptives.
And until veterans are truly able to file a claim and get those benefits, then we haven't made a positive change yet.
At the Pentagon, Jennifer Griffin, Fox News.
Some researchers say checking your work email over Christmas can lead to burnout. Researchers at the University of South Australia say constantly checking email during the holidays can lead to negative health consequences, higher stress, exhaustion, and poor health. About 2,200 academics and professionals were a part of the survey. 36% said it is a must-do to check in during the holidays. Those who kept boundaries experienced less stress and pressure. Trying to keep Christmas under a budget this year? Inflation and supply chain issues might be making your traditional Christmas meals spike in prices this holiday season. But experts have some advice on protecting your savings. Start by making a shopping list and sticking to it. Shopping early, looking for sales, and using coupons. For added savings, try changing up the menu to use inexpensive sides or making your family meal a potluck, asking guests to bring a dish or drink with them to share. An Alzheimer's drug heads to the discount bin. Nike gets hit by supply chain issues. The art industry makes a comeback. And the top tech buzzwords of 2021. CJ Papa has your business briefs.
Biogen is slashing the price of its new Alzheimer's drug, and Aduhelm, approved by the FDA in June, is the first new treatment for Alzheimer's disease in nearly 2 decades. But it is sold poorly due to concerns about its safety, effectiveness, and $56,000 price tag. Next month's price cut will reduce the average annual cost of the treatment to $28,000 a patient. Nike still feels the crunch of the supply chain crisis. Mandates in China to reduce the spread of COVID impacting operations of half the factories Nike uses and a quarter of its retail partners. But demand for Nike products remains high, the company saying it expects the inventory situation to improve. Christie's announcing it sold $7.1 billion in art this year. It's the highest in 5 years, and it comes as interest and prices skyrocket. Sotheby's says it sold a record $7.3 billion in art this year. And some of the top tech buzzwords of 2021, according to Fox Business: metaverse, decentralization, Web3, that's the internet's next phase, DAO, or decentralized autonomous organization, and of course, NFT, or non-fungible token. For more stories, log on to foxbusiness.com. In New York, I'm CJ Papa.
We want to leave you with a smile tonight. If you love Christmas, and we mean really love it, here's a country where the residents celebrate for 4 months straight. Residents of the Philippines proudly stretch out the Christmas season for a third of the year. Here, Christmas carols and decorations all ramp up on September 1st and carry on throughout December, straight into January. Experts say this extended holiday season could be due to the Philippines' embrace of the commercialization of the holiday, strong faith, or the annual homecoming of residents who work abroad. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.